Hello students, welcome back once again for the physics class. In our previous videos we have discussed about the concept of electric field due to a point charge, and we have also seen that how we can find out the electric field due to multiple charges by using superposition principle. In our last video we have discussed about the concept of electric dipole. Now in this video we have to find out the axial electric field of a dipole. Okay, so let's start. So first of all we'll see that what is the meaning of here axial point. Okay, our intention is here to find out the axial electric field or electric field at an axial point. So for this case, let us consider we are having an electric dipole as shown in the figure. You can see it here. We are having here two charges, q and minus q, or rather suppose they are the plus q charge and minus q charge. Okay, these are our charges, and here you can see there is a blue colored vector. This vector is dipole moment, right? And the distance between these two charges is here plus 2a or simply 2a. Now see what we have to do here. We have to find out the electric field at an axial point. So let us say we want to find out the electric field at point P, right? This P is called as here axial point. Now what is the meaning of axial point here? If I take suppose this as a dipole, right, and say this is the axis of the dipole, then if I take the point anywhere on this line, okay, that all points will be called as the axial points. It means if I take imaginary axis here, if I extend it, then if the point is lying on that axis, we can call it as the axial point. So our intention is here to find out the electric field at point P due to this charge, due to these charges q and minus q, or say due to the dipole, right? So for this case we can define individually here the electric fields of plus q and minus q. We know that for the case of a positive charge, the electric field line will extend from it, it will go away from it, and electric field at any point around a charge is basically along the line joining the charge and that point. If I want to find suppose here electric field, then this can be the direction of electric field at this point, right? So in this way we can find out the electric field at any point due to a point charge. So in continuation to that, if I want to find out the electric field of this plus q, suppose this E plus q is the electric field at point P and it is directing away from the charge. Similarly, if I think about this minus q charge, we know for the case of minus charge, the electric field line tend towards the charge like this here, and in this case also the electric field will tend towards the negative charge. So that's why we are indicating this E minus q towards this minus q charge like this, right? Note here one very important thing. The vector of E plus q or this E plus q vector, we are indicating slightly larger than this E minus q. Basically these are vectors here, they are shown in bold form. Now what is so, why it is so, what is the reason for this? As we know that the electric field is inversely proportional to r square. From the formula of electric field we have E equal to kq upon r square, where q is any charge and r is the distance from that charge. So we can say that here E is inversely proportional to r square. As you are going away from the charge, the value of E will fall down. So that's why in vector notation we are trying to show that as this P point is closer to the plus q charge here, that's why the field of plus charge is larger, and compared to this q charge, minus q charge is slightly away from this point P. That's why the field of minus q charge is slightly less. So that also we have to indicate here clearly in the diagram. Now if I want to find out the electric field at point P, clearly it will nothing but the superposition of two electric fields. So vectorally we have to see what is the outcome or what is the resultant, right? So let's say that two individual electric fields, that is of plus q charge and minus q charge, they are given by here E plus q is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r minus a square. Now why it is r minus a? See, this point P is lying at a distance r from the center, right? And this plus q charge is lying at a distance a from the center, right? So that's why this distance must be r minus a. It is like this. This distance is r, this distance is suppose a here, then obviously this is nothing but r minus a. So that's why that r square is taken as now here r minus a square into unit vector p. You can see here direction of E plus q and this vector, they are same. That's why we can write here E plus q is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r minus a whole square into unit vector p. Similarly, for the case of E minus q, we can write E minus q is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into q upon r plus a whole square into unit vector p, but now with minus sign, right? This is the electric field of minus charge. Now we can see in the diagram that this charge is again at a distance a from here. So this distance is a plus this a. So therefore total is r plus a. Now distance of point P from minus charge is r plus a. That's why we have taken here r plus a square. And further vector P and your E minus q, they are opposite to each other. That's why we are taking the minus sign here. These are the fundamental things that first of all you have to understand, right? Now once this is clear to you, then rest of the things are very easy. What is our intention? We have to find out the net electric field at point P. So if I apply simply superposition principle, I can write here E is equal to E plus q plus E minus q. We can write like this, right? Now remember one thing, I am writing all these things in vector form, right? Now if I put the value of E plus q and E minus q, we can write here E is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r minus a whole square into p, that is p unit vector, minus, now the value of E minus q is minus q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r plus a whole square into unit vector p. Now here we can take some common quantities like q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 is in both the quantities here. So we can write here q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 in bracket 1 upon r minus a whole square minus 1 upon r plus a whole square into this p is also taken now common. Now we want to simplify this. I will take this step ahead also. Okay, we have to find out the electric field here. So you can see I have taken that step here. Now if I further solve, we can take the LCM here in this step, and we can write E is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r plus a whole square minus r minus a whole square into p. I have just made the cross multiplication here and I have taken the LCM. Now further if you solve, this r plus a whole square can be written as r square plus a square plus 2ar, this minus sign as it is, then expansion of this r minus a whole square. So it is minus r square plus a square minus 2ar, right? But if I multiply this minus with this bracket, then this turns to be minus r square minus a square, and this minus becomes plus 2ar, and here is a square. Basically it is there but it is not visible to you. Okay, now how it is coming? We know that r square minus a square is equal to basically r minus a into r plus a. That also we know that identity. And further we know that if suppose I am having a square into b square, I can write it as a b whole square, right? So that thing we have done here in this step. This is also square here, right? So this term can be written as r minus a into r plus a whole square, right? And further, as I have told you earlier, r minus a into r plus a can be written as r square minus a square, and this square as it is, right? So ultimately the equation for electric field, it turns to be q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into 4ar upon r square minus a square whole square into p, right? So this is the form. We want to generalize this form for more general case now here. So if we want to do that, then I can further write here for the case of when r is very greater than a. Okay, what is r here? R is the distance of point P from the center of dipole, and a is nothing but the distance of individual charge from the center of that dipole. So if this condition is attained, that is r is very greater than a, then this a square can be neglected in this equation, right? So if I neglect this a square, then this E turns to be E equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 4ar upon r to the power 4 into p, right? Then what I will do here, I will split this 4a r after cancelling the r. So this 4a can be written as 2 into 2 times a. The meaning will not be changed. So that's why we can write this term now like this: E is equal to 2 times 2aq upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube. Here it was r to the power 4. So 1 r will be cancelled out with this fourth power. So remaining will be r to the power 3 or r cube. So that's why electric field is given by E is equal to 2 times 2aq upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube into p, that is unit vector p. But what is 2aq for a dipole? For a dipole, 2aq is nothing but the dipole moment, that is p. So I can write p is equal to 2a into q. So that's why this equation becomes now E is equal to 2p upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube into unit vector p. See here, I am writing this equation in vector form, and this is the electric field at an axial point due to a dipole. So many problems can be asked based on this, and we have to use this equation later on also. So you be careful about this equation. So it is the end of this video here, right? Thank you for watching.